All right, so sorry about that. My for some reason Loom was not working properly, and so I couldn't get it to work, and I didn't have it all set up this time. So we're going to do a few homework problems on this one, and our homework problems are going to be on these multi-step equations. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do it by hand, and then we're going to learn how to do it using DESMOS. So we're going to kind of go through a couple things. So first thing we're going to do is distribution. So I have 6 minus 3b is less than 10 minus 3b plus 18. Remember, we're multiplying a negative 3 through on that second one. So then I combine my like terms on the right. 6 minus 3b is less than 10. Whoops, I wanted to combine those together. 10 plus 18, which is 28, minus 3b. This is a trig problem. And so then in this particular case, what you'll notice, what happens in this one is I have minus 3b and minus 3b. And if I add 3b to both sides, I get 6 is less than 28, which is true. But in this particular case, all real numbers would work. So basically, if you were to plug in any number into the original equation, it would work just fine. So this is kind of one of those special cases that happens there. So I guess that's just by chance that I happen to pick one of those problems. Okay, on the next one, though, we're going to use the graphing calculator to do this. So we're going to go over DESMOS. Notice that we have 13x minus 11 is less than or equal to 7x plus 37. So we're going to come over here, over to DESMOS. So you will type in desmos.com. Notice mine already pops up. It's going to ask me to log in. I'm going to hit log in. I'm going to sign in with my Google account, which is my APS account. It'll have you down. It'll already know who you are. It'll go over, you're going to go over to your graphing calculator and you're going to type that in. So 13x minus 11. And then the way you do it is you hit the less than equals, and notice how it puts it up there, is less than or equal to. So less than key, and then the equals key, and then it'll set it up for you automatically. And then we have 7x plus 37. So then we have plus 37. So notice it graphed it. Notice that it didn't just do a line graph, it did kind of an area graph. But notice here, there is a solid dot there. So that tells me that that is less than or equal to. It's everything to the left, and it's everything to the left of 8. So if we were to write down the solution to that one, the solution would be x is less than or equal to 8. So if I were to go through all the steps and figure that out, I would figure that out for that particular problem. Okay, on the last one, though, we're going to do one that has fractions. So notice that I have 1/3, 2/3. I have a bunch of fractions here. I'm going to first distribute this 2/3 through, this 1/3 through. So I get 4 over 3x plus 3 over 3, which we already know is 1. 2/3 x plus 2, so that gives me 4/3 x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 2/3 x plus 2. Now, anytime we want to get rid of a fraction, we look at a common denominator. We multiply that common denominator by all the terms. We're going to multiply 3 all the way through. So 3 times 4/3 is just 4. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2/3 is just 2, because the 3's cancel, x, and then plus 6. Then my next step is I'm going to subtract the 2x from both sides. So I get 2x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 6. I'm then going to subtract 3 from both sides. I get 2x is greater than or equal to 3. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So then I get x is greater than or equal to 3 over 2, or 1.5. So if I were to graph that, here is 0, here is 1, here is 2, here is 3. It's at 1.5. It's going to be a closed circle because that equal sign, it's going to be greater than, so it's going to go to the right, and it's going to look like that. Now, what's nice is that I can plug this in to verify my answer. So I'm going to plug in this equation. So I have 1 divided by 3. Notice how it puts it in the right form for you. Times 4x plus 3 is greater than or equal to, you do that the same way, 2 divided by 3, x plus 2. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. So notice I turned off this equation here so I could see it. Notice that here is 1.5. Here is 1. So at 1.5, we have a closed circle. So because I have that closed circle there, it's everything greater. And you'll notice in our problem, we had 1.5 and everything was greater. So good way to verify your answer. Make sure that everything is good to go. Good way to do a check. If I let you use DESMOS on a quiz, which I probably will, it's a good way to check your answer on there too.